Hello and welcome to TNT. Another beautiful day here in Thailand. All sorts of bits and pieces of news, and with quite a few things happening in the geopolitical sphere. Be interesting to see what's happening with the Thai Baht versus the USD, or maybe not. And we go to this story in BangkokPost.com. Baht expected to dip to 35, that's 35 baht to the US dollar, by mid-year. And the Standard Chartered Bank, that's SCB, or as we call it locally, the Purple Bank, forecast the baht will weaken to around 35 baht per greenback by the middle of this year, driven by escalating trade tensions. And according to the bank's vice president and economist, increased tensions between the US and China, along with trade disputes with other global partners, are expected to be a key factor driving the baht's depreciation. But they're forecasting it to rebound to 34.5 by the end of the year. And things like the fluctuating gold prices, Thailand's tourism sector will also contribute to the volatility. And just a quick look at the last year. In 2024, the baht started the year around 34 to the USD, then weakened to around 38 in August, before strengthening to around 32. By the end of the year, the baht had returned to around 34 to the dollar. And according to Mr. Tim, tourism has seen a strong recovery, with foreign arrivals reaching nearly 4 million as of February 2, matching pre-pandemic levels in 2019. Just a quick look at where we are on xe.com, and as we stand today, the baht is 33.53 Thai baht to the US dollar, and looking back at a chart from the last year, we're sort of in the lower third of what's been average over the last year, and as we look at the last 10 years on this chart, we're really somewhere in the middle, so nothing terribly surprising. So I've still got some USD, which was given to me last year when it was 38 Thai baht to the US dollar. I'm sort of now waiting for it to head back in that direction so I can cash it in. Now we've got the Turtle Festival coming to town. It starts in a few days. It starts on March the 1st, but they've been setting up for the past 2 weeks, and looks like we've got some dinosaurs in town as well. So I made a new friend this morning, a guy called Rex, had a quick coffee with him. Then we were both surprised. We're both wearing blue and quite concerned about the pimple on this guy's head. But there'd be around 50 or so of these dinosaurs which have come to the PHANG Turtle Festival, which, as I said, starts on March the 1st, and they're being set up. I think the kids will be able to come and get a photo with them, but there's hundreds of food stores, well, the dinosaurs, and also turtles will be released as part of the festival. And of course, on the opening day, March the 1st, we've got the Turtle Festival Parade making its way down from the town to the beach. Mr. Steve Ross will once again be parading with one of his turtles. So that happens, I think, starts around about 3 o'clock, makes its way down to the beach by 5. Let's have a look at what's happening with some of the embassies in Thailand, maybe causing problems for some expats. And this story reported in PatiaMail.com, Canada joins UK, US and Australia in refusing to verify retirement income. The Canadian Embassy in Bangkok has announced it will no longer issue letters of guarantee about the income of Canadian citizens wishing to obtain annually renewable visas in Thailand. The ruling also applies to the Canadian consulate in Chiang Mai and parrots the line used by the British, American and Australian embassies in the past, saying officers have no way of verifying the truth of claimed income or cash reserves in the home country. Those affected, principally retirees, will need either to show 800,000 baht in a Thai bank account, which doesn't need to be verified by embassy confirmation, or use the method of transferring at least 65,000 baht on a regular and continuous basis for the preceding 12 months. And as we always say, individual immigration officers may differ in the precise detail they require applicants to produce for retirement or marriage visas. The evidence can include detailed home country bank statements and even proof of the source of the cash if monthly transfers are involved. So we marry this news with news from last week about the difficulty some foreigners are finding at the moment in opening Thai bank accounts. The latest ruling will likely require Canadian expats with annually renewable visas to have a bank account in Thailand. They may run into the problem that new bank accounts are more difficult to open at the moment because of the government crackdown on unrelated abuse relating to scams and fraud. The new banking registration rules allegedly begin on March the 1st, including requirements for photo IDs and a restriction of one SIM card per bank account. So over the past 2 or 3 years, Thailand's borders have generally been opening up with longer visa-free stays, as well as quite a few new types of visa that people can come for a longer period here in Thailand. But now we're sort of heading in the reverse direction. This story doesn't help. Tourism chiefs call for free visa rethink. This story from nationthailand.com. And tourism leaders in Thailand are urging the government to revise its free visa policy, not by scrapping it altogether, but by shortening the permitted length of stay. And the call comes amid growing concerns about the behaviour of some foreign visitors and the impact on local communities. Now, to put it into context, we are talking about a tiny, tiny subset of all the foreigners coming to Thailand, but of course they are getting the headlines in Thai media. And representatives of the Association of Thai Travel Agents and the Thai Hotels Association raised these concerns at their 21st annual joint meeting in Bangkok yesterday. They argued that the current 60-day free visa allowance for 93 countries is excessive and that a 30-day limit would be more appropriate. Quoting the Association of Thai Travel Agents, Thailand still needs the revenue tourists bring, and the free visa policy is a key attraction. However, the 60-day period was simply too long. In my experience, the average tourist stay is no more than 20 days, at most 30 days. The 60-day period is therefore excessive. And he said, "I'm pained to hear foreigners say they can do anything in Thailand as long as they have money. I urge the authorities to enforce the law seriously, to love the country more than money." But the TAT governor acknowledged the concerns raised, but urged a separation between the visa-free policy and the issue of tourist behaviour. And that comment seems to be the adult in the room on this issue, because it is only a tiny, tiny fraction of foreigners that are causing these bad headlines and are getting this sort of feedback from Thai officials. And acknowledging 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com for a bespoke private charter tour out onto PHANG Bay. So much to see out there. I've had guests over the past couple of weeks of going to see things I've never even heard of. So there is plenty of PHANG out there to discover. As we go to the award for the most stupid drug smuggler in the world, this story from the Bangkok Post. American woman caught smuggling meth from Phuket to Singapore. Now, Southeast Asia generally isn't a good place to be trafficking drugs. Taking anything to Singapore is really, really stupid. A 65-year-old woman from the US has been arrested after more than 4 kilograms of methamphetamine were found in her luggage as she boarded a plane for Singapore. And police searched Melba Sharp's suitcase as she was checking in a Scoot Airlines flight to Singapore. They found 4 packages containing white crystals wrapped in paper and plastic and then concealed in 4 packaged bed sheets. And there were 4.3 kilograms of what was believed to be methamphetamine. And Ms. Sharp is a resident of the state of California. And she was held at Saku Police Station on suspicion of attempting to smuggle methamphetamine out of the country. Now, Ms. Sharp should probably be grateful she was at least discovered here in Thailand. If she got on that plane and arrived in Singapore, she'd most likely be ending up at the tight end of a piece of rope. Singapore has quite draconian penalties for drug traffickers, and if you traffic more than 250 grams of methamphetamine, then they usually have the death penalty awaiting you. And with that, that's our quick look at some of the things happening around Thailand today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date. Please subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.